It's time for Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero. When it comes to news on 95.1 FM, weather always comes first. Major to locally heavy extreme heat risks will expand across the northern high plains as heat gradually becomes less intense over the Central Valley of California and Great Basin. Excessive rainfall remains probable across the Texas coast, while scattered showers and storms extend across the southern tier of the East Coast. Scattered severe thunderstorms are possible across portions of the northern Appalachian. Monsoonal thunderstorms will continue across the Great Basin and into the Four Corners region with threats of localized flash flooding. Fire weather danger emerges over the interior northwest. Closer to home, rain chances continue through the remainder of the work week, mainly focused over the Gila and Sacramento Mountains as areas along and west of the Continental Divide. Areas elsewhere will remain dry. Temperatures will continue to increase gradually through the period back to or slightly above seasonal averages. We'll have another look at the weather following this news. The Otero County Sheriff's Department has confirmed with Alamogordo Town News that a juvenile is facing murder charges for the death of two others in the Bulls Acres community. Deputies confirmed that they found a boy and girl dead just after midnight on Tuesday, and a third person was shot in the hand and being treated at the Christus Medical Center in Alamogordo. More information will be revealed soon as confirmed by legal authorities. At last night's Village of Tularosa meeting, Municipal Judge Larry Berry is evidently offering free legal advice to those who are appearing before him, such as the case of Justin and Melanie Carter, who are requesting permission to live in their fifth wheel while they remodel their mobile home.
We were cited a month ago for living in the fifth wheel while we remodel our mobile home. Went and saw Judge Berry. He said we needed to come talk to y'all to get a permission, something of that nature, so we can continue on.
The Carter said it could take up to 6 months, and that's what the village permitted. But should Judge Berry be giving legal advice to those who appear before him? I just don't know if the judge should be referring people to the village trustees in that manner. The village has an ongoing problem with these fifth wheel residencies, so I don't blame them for enforcing the law.
Did you get a warning ticket from the code enforcement?
Yes, ma'am.
And what was it for?
Recreational vehicle violation.
Also, Tularosa Mayor Debbie Cooksey requested approval for the village to be surveyed regarding the trees in the 49 blocks.
This kind of came up with the tree that fell over there at the church. I got a couple of calls saying, well, it's you guys' tree. Well, I already knew it wasn't our tree because it was inside on their property. But then I got another call saying there's a tree on the other side that says iffy, whether it's ours, whether it's not. And I talked with Jeff about this, and I guess the only way we can know what is our trees and what is not our trees is to have this surveyed.
Seems like a good idea. In the long run, it will probably avoid legal issues and in turn save the village money. The motion was passed unanimously. The village is having a special meeting tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. where the mayor is asking for approval for Quay Chavez to cut down some trees in the village at a cost of $7,500. Residents of Lincoln and Otero counties, as well as the Mescalero Apache Reservation, are running out of time to apply to FEMA for federal disaster assistance. The deadline is August 19th. Visit disasterassistance.gov for details. The Republican Party of Otero County proudly presents Ruidoso Mayor Lynn Crawford for a community update tonight at 6 p.m. That's at the new Republican headquarters inside White Sands Mall. The annual Alamogordo Back-to-School Block Party is slated for tomorrow from 4 until 7 at 805 12th Street. That's across from the post office. The Alamogordo School of Barbering is going to be handing out $5 haircut vouchers at that party so kids can return to school with a fresh cut. Fourth Friday is also happening tomorrow. Live music from Rockabilly Strangers at Washington Park from 6 until 10. Admission is free. Alcohol is prohibited. Great news from Animal Village NM. You can once again get your dog or cat spayed or neutered for just $65. Sonny Eris told us all about it.
You pay $65 to the veterinarian. In Otero County, that is Paw in Hand on Cuba near Albertsons. In Lincoln County, that is Ruidoso Animal Clinic. The vet will schedule your surgery for you after you have the paperwork from Animal Village NM. And then you'll get your pet spayed or neutered for just $65 instead of hundreds of dollars.
AnimalVillageNM.org for details. Kitty City will be at the mall this Saturday along with Animal Control.
Come to the White Sands Mall Saturday from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. Kitty City and Alamogordo Animal Control will have both cats and dogs available for adoption.
Kathy Denton from Kitty City. The Katy City, New Mexico Facebook page has details. The website has profiles of available cats. Well, today is Thursday. Let's get a Thursday thought from our good friend, Pastor Lauren Noble.
Good morning, 95.1 listeners. This is Pastor Lauren with our Thursday thought. When I was young, my grandmother told me, you will see a civil war and a depression in your lifetime. Back in those days, I thought, man, Granny sure is getting crazy now. But however, these days, I really wished I could visit with her and see what else she seemingly knew. She doesn't seem to be too far off on either one of them. I am painfully reminded that inflation seems to be out of control, and every time I go to the supermarket or the gasoline station, it seems the prices are continuing to rise rather than decline. And I look at the political division in the country, and it seems to be getting more and more defined all the time. Perhaps a civil war may not be too far off, though I hope it isn't. But it will be political, party war, much more than it will be South versus North or North versus South, however you want to put that, though that war was political also over slavery and other things. But it seems like the world that we live in, or not the world, but perhaps just the United States, makes me wonder what the future is going to look like for the next generations. I keep hoping it's going to get better. But then again, part of me realizes I'm just a hopeful old man, or older, I shouldn't say old, though some days I feel it, that hopes it's going to be better for the next generations, but reminded that I have more days behind me than I do up ahead now. And so that plays into it as well, that, well, really long-term doesn't affect me too much because I don't know how much long-term I'm going to have left. Anyway, it does concern me about the political division and the inflation and all of that, and I hope that we make good choices at the ballot box this year that will develop a stronger nation and to bring us back to where we need to be. Let me say a prayer for us. Lord, I do pray for better days up ahead and that we will make wise decisions at the ballot box that will better the country as a whole and not just support one political party or the other, but to make wise decisions because it does affect everybody. Amen. Until we meet up again on the airwaves, blessings to you.
News from around the state in just a moment. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
Local news from local perspectives, from local voices. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Local sports, local events, and local happenings and more. Nonprofit owned and operated by Second Life Media. We are Otero County. AlamogordoTownNews.org. Heard daily on Crazy KALH Radio 95.1.
Directory Plus is the right size book. It's the book if you need a phone book.
That's what just one person has to say about Directory Plus. With its red cover, features, colorful yellow pages, and lots more, it's no wonder people all over use Directory Plus.
It has so much more information. You can cross-check phone numbers or addresses or pretty much anything.
Look on the plus side, Directory Plus.
I'm a big fan of Directory Plus.
Police arrested a man for shooting two people on Monday around 3 a.m. at a gas station in Las Vegas. Police say the community banded together and helped him find Roy Clements, the suspect accused of that shooting. He faces multiple charges, including armed robbery, 2 counts of aggravated battery, unlawful taking of a motor vehicle, felon in possession of a firearm, possession of a controlled substance, criminal trespassing, and tampering with evidence. As of news deadline, there is no word on the condition of the 2 victims. Border Patrol agents in Santa Teresa assisted in apprehending 5 migrants and a smuggler following a Texas Department of Public Safety state trooper pursuit, which ended with the smuggler's truck crashing into a storage shed. Border Patrol took the illegals into custody. The smuggler was also taken into custody. The New Mexico State Police announced on Tuesday the arrest of a former lieutenant accused of time card and overtime fraud. State Police began investigating former Lieutenant David Neal last year. They say internal audits showed discrepancies in his time card submissions and overtime claims. Investigators worked with the 6th Judicial District Attorney's Office, and they found substantial evidence that Neal allegedly falsified time records and claimed overtime for hours he did not work. This past Tuesday, he turned himself into agents and is now in Grant County Jail facing 1 count of fraud and 55 counts of paying or receiving public money for services not rendered and making or permitting false public vouchers. The American Civil Liberties Union policing policy advocate, Daniel Williams, was opposed to the special session at the Roundhouse and believes there's more work to do with regards to evidence-based solutions on public safety.
The special session last week wasn't necessary had she been listening to us all along in previous legislative sessions.
That's Representative Angelica Rubio, Democrat of Las Cruces. Not sure who put her in charge.
Over the course of the last few years, especially in the last 3 years, we have worked on a very holistic, smart on crime approach. We've invested over $800 million, appropriated that to the governor. That money has yet to be unspent.
The governor will be hosting town halls over the next few days. Tonight in Las Cruces, 5:30 to 7:30 at Las Cruces Convention Center. On Monday in Albuquerque and Tuesday in Espanola. These meetings are scheduled to be streamed on the governor's Facebook page. Las Cruces Public Schools welcomed back students on Monday. Kelly Jamison, the director of communications, told KVIA that the district had a smooth transition as students returned to class, many with first-day jitters but overall excitement. The district is also emphasizing the importance of regular attendance this school year.
We have a really great initiative this year to emphasize attendance. We know that studies show students are successful when they're in school, so we're really utilizing every community resource to make sure that our kids are happy, they're well fed, and they're in school.
Jamison also addressed transportation.
Transportation is always a challenge at the beginning of any school year. We try to remind parents to just be patient. The first few weeks of school is always about adjustments. We've had some late buses, but overall it's been a really great start to the school year. We do make some transportation adjustments, and so we just remind parents again to be patient. If they have issues or if they have concerns that we're able to fix, we ask that they talk to their building principal, or they can always call central office, and we're happy to help.
This marks the beginning of the second year with year-round schedules. The Convention of States Action is having a meeting tonight at 6 p.m. at the Betty McKnight Center in Chaparral. They'll be watching the movie Let My People Go by Professor David Clements. If you recall, he was fired from NMSU for his stance against the 2020 coronavirus lockdowns and procedures. If you have any questions, please contact Robert Gable, 915-526-2907. Sports and weather are coming up next. This is Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.
They are role models and educators. Their work requires a great deal of time and energy for very little pay. Who are these unsung heroes?
Thanks, Coach.
Thanks, Coach.
The simple truth about education-based athletics in New Mexico is this. Without a committed team of coaches and administrators, it just wouldn't be possible. School sports, they bring out the best in all of us. This message presented by the New Mexico Activities Association and the New Mexico Athletic Directors Association.
After wildfires and flooding tore through the Ruidoso area, the Ruidoso Downs racetrack took a major hit, forcing them to move the rest of the season to the Albuquerque Downs. Ruidoso Downs General Manager Rick Boss spoke on Facebook.
So the racing industries come together. We'll move the meet to the Downs of Albuquerque. And the owner, Paul Blanchard, has said it will be your meet. You run it the way you want to. But with my good friend Don Cook, we'll get this done, and we'll run our triple counts, and we'll get the rest of our stake schedule. And, you know, it's safety, and we got to look after the safety aspect.
Expo New Mexico General Manager Dan Morning told KRQE, it's been a team effort to figure it all out.
In 48 hours, we've transformed what we're doing. And keep this in mind, we still have shows going on and that little festival in September coming up.
All of the profits from the racetrack and horse sales will go back to Ruidoso Downs, but the event will still be a boost for Albuquerque as well. Morning says they're expecting 15,000 people on Labor Day weekend alone. Racing will happen this weekend. Attention Tularosa High School athletes. In order to be enrolled into athletics class this coming school year, you got to have your sports physicals turned in no later than August 9th. Packets can be picked up at Tularosa High. Alamogordo student athletes can get a free physical at the block party happening tomorrow from 4 until 7 at 805 12th Street, right across from the post office. Your Crazy Radio spot on weather forecast for the Tularosa Basin today calls for sunny skies, winds gusting as high as 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, sunny tomorrow with a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 15. Your high today in the Basin, 94, low tonight of 69, high tomorrow, 95 degrees. In Cloudcroft, increasing cloudiness today with a 20% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 12 miles per hour. Mostly clear tonight, winds gusting as high as 12. Sunny tomorrow with a 40% chance of showers and storms, winds gusting as high as 15. Your high today in Cloudcroft, 73, low tonight of 51, high tomorrow, 73 degrees. Local breaking news can be found on our website, alamogordotownnews.org, and learn more about Crazy Radio by visiting kalhradio.org. Also, check out the Crazy KALH Radio YouTube channel. That's where we post our daily newscasts, complete interviews, and other information which concerns everyone in the Tularosa Basin. Be sure to give this video a like and subscribe to our channel if you've not done so already. That way you too can remain informed of the goings-on in the Tularosa Basin. Well, that concludes today's edition of Alamogordo Town News on Crazy Radio. I'm Anthony Lucero.